What's good, y'all? Nesta Restorations back with another restoration. In today's video, I'm going to be re-gluing these Jordan 13s that one of my clients brought me. I know I haven't been on YouTube in a minute, but I'm back, so stay tuned. So the first step to this re-glue on these Jordan 13s is to clean the uppers. So the first thing I'm doing is removing the shoelaces so I can clean them separately and so I can give the shoes a full deep clean. So to start off with the cleaning, I'm going to be using some Rejuvenator solution and the soft bristle brush. I pour 2 squirts of the solution into the water and then mix it in and then start cleaning them. So after the cleaning, I realized that the outsoles and midsoles were very yellow. I know they don't look that yellow on camera, but I'm going to be throwing them in the ice box for a few hours to re-ice them and make these shoes look brand new. So the solution I'll be using is drip sole sauce. One of my friends suggested it to me and it works very well. So I'm going to put a decent amount of sauce onto the parts where it's yellow. So after the cleaning, I let the shoes dry, but once they dried, the suede started drying out, so now it's time to revive that suede. So to reset the nap on the suede and get it nice and buttery again, I'm going to be using a brass bristle brush. After I brush the shoes, they looking nice and buttery again, as you guys can see. So now it's time to move on to preparation for the re-glue. As you guys can see, there's some red marks on the midsole right there, so I'm going to be removing it with acetone because I don't want that mark right there when I'm re-gluing them. So to remove the stain on the midsole, I'm going to be using some acetone and some cotton balls. As you guys can see, most of the pink stains are gone now, so now these shoes are ready for the reglue. I almost forgot about the midsoles I was icing in the icebox, so now it's time to take them out after 2 hours. So the first step to this reglue is to remove the air units inside of them and reglue them, because the old glue dried out and it's not going to be very stable in the future. This can also lead to cracking problems, and then you'll need to get your shoes reglued again. So now I'm going to prep them up with cotton rounds of acetone. So the glue I'll be using is Barge Infinity Cement. There's a lot of other glues on the market, but this is the #1 best recommended. I also forgot to mention I will be using a heat gun to reheat the glue so the bond can stick better. Start off with light coats and then let it sit for 5 minutes, and then come back and then reglue them together. So after the 5 minutes has ended, I'm heating up the air units and then I'm regluing it back together. So during the reglue process, I went live on TikTok a few times to show the behind the scenes to my video, so make sure you guys follow me on TikTok. I post good content. So now it's time to finish this reglue. If you guys are wondering if my camera looks different, I got a new camera over the process and a new camera lens. Way better, it's autofocus. But besides the point, we're going to finish up this reglue. So now I'm going to prep the midsole with acetone and cotton rounds.
Drop top for your whole team. When I pull up on the scene, better know me. Send the crown on my head like I'm low-key. Finna run it up on your bitch feeling low-key. Better listen when the OG tell me I was falling in a bitch, would you help me? I ain't fucking with you, hate to better mail me. Got this bitch on my line, what you tell me? Seen a smile on my face when I'm killing shit. I got 7 on me when I'm in this bitch. Finna run up my bags, never missing shit. Better know I'm a charge if I'm feeling it. If you hitting my line for some business.
So after I prep the shoes with acetone, I'm going to tape the midsole so I don't get any glue on the midsole and the suede, because it'll really damage it.
Bitch, talking too clever, don't matter the weather, gon' pull up on you with a couple.
This step took me a lot of patience and minutes, but trust me, it was worth it at the end for the results.
Never ain't taking my meta, it's C-R-U-Z, that's my motherfucking letters. I never met her, I'm keeping my header. You talking your shit, so my teeth in the leather. Bitch, I come through, middle finger up to the rap, wine blue. Cool, gassing out my competition, this ain't nothing new. Living in the ghetto with some real life boondocks. All of them rocks get stuffed in the tube socks. Yeah, drop it low for a player, make a room hot. Love for the guap, to the money, I moonwalk gang. Look at you letting us in your brain. Don't run up, get kicked off stage.
heartbreaker, put a frown on you. They'll shake your hand, turn around, talk down on you. Do me wrong, I'ma send the whole town on you. With the gang, with the crew straight looking down on you. Gas, hit the block, put on my mask. He can try all he want, but he just won't last.
Talking too clever, don't matter the weather. Gon' pull up on you with a couple Berettas. Ain't for a sweater, I don't need to measure. My skin is too thick like some motherfucking leather. One of you never ain't taking my meta. It's T-R-U-Z, that's my motherfucking letters. I never met her, I'm keeping my head up. You talking your shit, so my teeth in the letter. Gang.
It's just lyrics.
So the first thing I'll be regluing is the Jordan 13 heel tab on the bottom of the heel.
Be like nobody, I'm just expressing the music. And I like to talk about what goes on.
My brain need the ganja when I smoke, I'm just reloading my weapon. Then leave the microphone covered in flies. Mommy, my witness, I'm out for presidents to represent me. It's so mysterious, I'm in and out of bitches. They never hear from the kid again. Foul mouth, my thoughts just tend to speak out loud. My mama proud of me, doing 10 years up in the Harris County jail. Apologize in advance, cause when I'm at your function, I'ma be wildin' out. Nike Air Force One prints on stain your couch. Always had a heavy foot up on the gas, yo. I'm in my sister's den in Hana, plotting on a Jaguar. Just getting older and colder, sometimes the stress can control me. Sometimes my money not flowing like a vending machine broken. Then I relax, lay back, sipping grapes from the glass. Conversing with my brother on how times keep flying so fast. He struggle finding work, I'm just trying to lead by example. I tell him please be persistent. I say if I stay consistent, I get the 80s Mercedes. Get you a 80s Mercedes. I want the 80s Mercedes. I want the 80s Mercedes. I want the Bentley Ferrari, working up to a Bugatti. I want my mom in Versace, even though that I skipped college. I get the 80s Mercedes. I get the 80s Mercedes. I want the 80s Mercedes. The 80s Mercedes, I want that Bentley Ferrari, working up to a Bugatti. I want my mama Versace, even though that I skipped college. I get the...
So after I apply the adhesive, I wait 15 minutes and then heat them up and then reglue it. So now it's time to reglue the midsole.
I said I'm driving Mercedes. My windows not tinted, they look at me crazy. I ride through my city. I talk to that bitch like, look what you made me. We came from the basement, now look at our statements. She calling me baby, calling me lately. All that shit changed when I got the Sadies. I'm driving Mercedes. My windows not tinted, they look at me crazy. I ride through my city.
So here's how the shoes came out after I reglued them so far. Here's the midsole. I left the front unglued because it'll be easier to glue last. And then here's the outsole. Looking nice and fresh again.
You tell me how you feeling. Had the vision since I played Nintendo. Why that pussy options? I pick out the litter. Smoking out the roof, it's like a chimney on the interstate. I get the whole city lifted. Opie told me that I'm intercontinental. They gon' know you from Belize or Sacramento, yeah. Like
So now it's time to reglue the upper to the midsole. So I'm going to be using tape to prep up the midsole so I don't get glue on the uppers.
All in 1 year, pardon my French, but fuck the anonymous hating. They patiently waiting, I slide out my lane or fall off of my wave. This my Kelly Slater impersonation. Haven't seen my homie since we graduated. Last thing they told me is you better make it. Now my wallet getting thicker every day. It's looking like the casket of Benjamin Franklin. Slowing it down a little bit, sipping more wet, it lower my stress levels. Then I listen to my competition and it relieves me of all pressure. Look at me now, read all the shit that I've written. This shit has been scripted. I'm trying to get mama out of prison, then cop her a Benz and then cop me a Bentley, then get a Da Vinci for the crib she living in. All the old chicks now I feel the kid. Play UGK track number 8. All the shit just changed when I got the Sadies. I'm driving Mercedes. My windows not tinted, they look at me crazy. I ride through my city.
So I'm going to be using acetone and cotton rounds again to remove the old glue. I'm just making sure that the glue process sticks well because I don't want these shoes falling apart again.
When I got the Sadies, I'm driving Mercedes. My windows not tinted, they look at me crazy. I ride through my city. I talk to that bitch like, look what you made me. We came from the basement, now look at our statements. She calling me baby, calling me lately. All this shit changed when I got the Sadies. I'm from the H-Town, my girl from A-Leaf. I call her and tell her to bring that ass over. It's sweeter than pastries. I wake up and notice she doing the dishes. She cleaning the sofa. The shit really fazed me. Know in the back of my mind she the one. Breaking her heart, say I'm still having fun. Plus I got errands to run, I got shows on my schedule. Got bitches to wet from like 7th grade. They're thinking I wrote every song about them. They're saying I changed but they never got me. Just trying to get used to me having options. Just trying to get used to the ceiling dropping. Breaking down in my jalopy since a young and telling mama I'll be copping and driving Mercedes. My windows not tinted, they look at me crazy. I ride through my city.
So now I'm just heating them up again, and then now I'm gonna reglue them.
From the basement. Now look at our statements. She calling me baby, calling me lately. All this shit changed when I got the Sadies. I'm driving Mercedes. My windows not tinted, they look at me crazy. I ride through my city. I talk to that bitch like, look what you made me. We came from the basement. Now look at our statements. She calling me baby, calling me lately. All this shit changed when I got the Sadies. I'm driving Mercedes. My windows not tinted, they look at me crazy. I ride through my city. I talk to that bitch like, look what you made me. We came from the basement. Now look at our statements. She calling me baby, calling me lately. All this shit changed when I got the Sadies. My windows not tinted, they look at me crazy. I ride through my city. I talk to that bitch like, look what you made me. We came from the basement. Now look at our statements. She calling me baby, calling me lately. All this shit changed when I got the Sadies.
Said if you want it, call me over. You heard me riding clean around here. Well, I could show you. Give you a tour of the west side of California. To the crib, pack up our shit, fly to Barcelona.
I'm driving Mercedes. My windows not tinted, they look at me crazy. I ride through my city. I talk to that bitch like, look what you made me. We came from the basement. Now look at our statements. She calling me baby, calling me lately. All this shit changed when I got the Sadies. I'm driving Mercedes. My windows not tinted, they look at me crazy. I ride through my city. I talk to that bitch like, look what you made me. We came from the basement. Now look at our statements. She calling me baby, calling me lately. All this shit changed when I got the Sadies. I'm driving Mercedes. My windows not tinted, they look at me crazy. I ride through my city. I talk to that bitch like, look what you made me. We came from the basement. Now look at our statements. She calling me baby, calling me lately. All this shit changed when I got the Sadies. I'm driving Mercedes. My windows not tinted, they look at me crazy. I ride through my city.
So after I apply the glue to the midsole and the uppers, I'm gonna wait 15 minutes, come back, and then heat them up and then bond them together. So here's how the shoes look after the reglue. Looking nice and fresh again. They're all intact. I will also be using clamps just to make sure that the shoes stick properly together. But this is the end of the video, so if you guys enjoyed, make sure you guys like and subscribe for more, and thank you guys for watching.
Like the cool blue light, 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 like the cool blue light.